This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Profit in association with NSC.
Yeah, with breaking market news here on NDTV Profit, let's welcome Manish Rathi, CEO and co-founder at RailYatri. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, the company's visibility has increased even further, at least in the investor community, with Nandan Nilekani coming on board as an investor in the company. Mr. Rathi, thanks very much for joining us. I think for many viewers, let's just start with the RailYatri app. What is the real proposition you offer?
Yeah, so I think, ideally what we are trying to look at it across is that become a platform in some sense, or become a mobile platform which can be there in the hand of each and every train traveler who is probably sitting in the train or will sit in the train in the coming future. Our idea across is that we help them out in decision making, which is by providing information and decision making ability. Connect with the other travelers, with their friends and families, and finally help them to kind of connect to the peripheral services which we all need as part of the train travel part. When we talk about the peripheral services, I mean food, taxis originating from home to station or vice versa, things like that. So it's really kind of providing an end-to-end value proposition to a train traveler. We are all train travelers today, and we know what we need on the way.
Sure. I wanted to get a sense of the reach you have so far. What's the information infrastructure that you have in place to help the rail traveler?
See, I think we are a data-enabled company. We've been kind of tracking information data for the last 2-3 years on different aspects where people need some kind of data to back their decisions. Be it, let's say, for example, to say that whether my ticket is going to get confirmed or whether my train is going to reach on time, which side of the platform train is going to come in. So what our value proposition also has been is to kind of use data, use some smart logic associated with that, and help them out in making that decision associated with that.
So from what I've understood, at RailYatri, the information is crowdsourced. Have I understood that absolutely clearly?
Yeah, yes, it is crowdsourced. So see, what we all believe across is that if a value add, the best value add comes across from the local traveler, who is sitting in the train or who will travel across on the train part. So people, for example, we use the mobile to track locations of the train. We use mobiles of the people to track the trains, which are being provided by the user themselves. User tells us saying that whether if their ticket, whether they got confirmed or not, and that's based on that we make a decision saying that, so that decision point we help out in the future travelers associated with that. So yes, what you heard is right, in a sense that the data which helps across in the decision making is powered by the other train travelers also. We call them as RailYatris.
What is the motivation for people to supply the information to get on board? I know they're all travelers themselves on the railway system, so it's relevant for them as a community, but how do you get them hooked to start contributing?
See, I think in return they get something. In a sense that, take an example, we of course had to kind of roll down a little bit of information at the start, but take an example. If you are traveling and your ticket is on a wait list, you want to get information whether your ticket is going to get confirmed or not. So in a sense, you're providing that input to us. Now your information after your travel will be used for somebody else. Can be used for somebody else, and that's how that ball gets rolling across in a crowdsourced manner. So take an example. Another thing across is that a train location. You want to know where you are sitting in the train. So in some sense, you are sharing your location to kind of find it out. Now that location value, we use that to kind of make predictions associated with that for the other train travelers. So that's how when you get a value, you kind of add to that. When you get a value in return, you also contribute to that information system there.
Do you have any metrics to measure how far you've already come? Can you share something with us?
Typically in the mobile world, the popular metrics tends to be how many monthly users and all. We'll soon be hitting about 2 million users, 2 million users a month. We've got about more than I would probably say about 10 million users using us across on the mobile platform on an ongoing basis. So, it's kind of growing about at a healthy proportion of 20-25% per month. But at this stage, we're tracking across how many people we are able to help across on a daily fashion or a monthly fashion. So our monthly numbers are soon would be hitting to about 2 million users a month.
Okay, run us through your investor profile. I've been repeating the fact that Nandan Nilekani has come on board recently, but others too.
So, of course, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, who has recently invested. In the past, we've been invested from an angel side, from Bloom Ventures, Helion Ventures, and Media Ventures associated with that.
And is it too early to sort of start talking about the next round of fundraising?
See, in our business, we say that we raise funds each and every day, right? That's a business we are in today across in that part, especially when we have to kind of go and scale associated with that. But a proper decision associated with when the next round would happen once we kind of get a little bit of a idea of what we want to achieve in the next 1 year and 2 years and what are the funds required for that to do that. We are at a very early stage. Although we are growing very fast, but we still believe we're early stage. There's just a lot of value proposition which we can deliver across to the train travelers, and definitely we will be needing funds for that. But we just need to get a better clarity on that before we go into the market for it.
And is there scope to work with the government as well?
Absolutely. I think absolutely. I think data is becoming one of the common thread. Where we see a lot of possibilities of working each other. Data and the intelligence derived from the data associated with that. Helping out, making predictions, helping out, making where the traffic is going to go, things across us in that way. So there definitely the data, using data as a way to collaborate and partner. That's where we definitely see an opportunity working with Indian Railways in the future.
But you haven't tapped into that yet.
We haven't. We have, of course, we do interact. We do talk with a lot of people from railways associated with that. We learn a lot from them also doing that. But in a sense, if the question is more from a formal manner, it's not there as yet.
Well, Manish Rathi, all the best. Thanks very much for joining us on NDTV Profit, and look forward to touching base as you scale up. That was RailYatri, a railways travel app which has recently got Nandan Nilekani